Third point, he walked away. So he realized that he's gone.
That's another share.
Other.
He's Chashem himself. Son the time of your son.
Okay. Please seek him on disturbances in Shmone Esrei. Please no disturbances during the sequence. Okay.
Just what we learned today, I think the most important thing is that it's the Chayma Lefnei HaMelech that we don't find in any other mitzvah, whether it's the Reis or the Rabbanan, but Lefnei HaMelech is definitely of the most important attitudes and approaches, is to realize that Lefnei Miyat Ha'oimid, and some consider, based on two Gemaras, that it's almost a Me'en of Rabbi Yavar, the Gemara that says that the Chassid Echad was almost Ma'aseh Nefesh, the story about Elio that killed someone who showed him a zilzul and tefillah. So it's something certainly that has to have our greatest devotion and halacha, unusual chayma that we see more than any of the mitzvahs. And bemis it's included in the pasuk like Toisis, Dibarta Bam, the Krishma V'loy B'tefillah, that even though there are certain kulas regarding Krishma, which is the Raisa, but Tefillah D'Rabbanan, there's no such kula because Lefnei HaMelech. But L'maisa, if there are disturbances, so avada, talking is certainly not the right idea. You have to avoid talking on any situation. Better be to walk away from the disturbance, if shaykh, of course, and best would be to ignore it. But if it compromises on one's kavanah, if he can't have kavanah, then he has to find an eitzah. So there are one or two eitzes, and remiza, basically motioning or moving your hands or showing or whatever it is, but non-verbal communication is mutter. And halicha, actually walking away, lav dafka with your feet together, just walking away would be mutter. That's all better than actually talking. And even if today we don't have kavanah, that's our problem, but there's still the same chutzpah, the same approach, that we can't do anything lefnei hamelech. If a child is disturbing, initially ignore him, unless it's disturbing the tzibur or disturbing oneself. Then if need be, in the middle of Shmone Esrei, pick up the child and carry him out. He shouldn't be chav lacherim. L'chatchila, only bring a child that's reliable enough that he won't disturb the tzibur. Let's not forget the Shloah Kodesh, I don't want to say it again, but he says it's a very terrible thing to bring children just to get them out of the house. It's something you have to realize is disturbing the tzibur. Davening, a child is davening the wrong Shmone Esrei, if he's not bothering you, let him finish. If he's nagging you, what should I say? Then you have no choice, you have to show him what to be said. A talus falls off entirely, leave it, unless you can't regain your kavanah. And even tefillin, as the Shulchan writes, again, I don't know the Mitzias, but the Shulchan writes that leave the tefillin unless it's disturbing your kavanah, and that's one thing that we can't compromise on. If a hat falls off, then continue davening, unless, again, it's disturbing your kavanah. A yarmulke falls off, you don't have the option of continuing, you have to pick it up. A gartla falls off, just leave it there and make sure that you don't trip in it when you do make the 3 steps. A sefer that falls on the floor, ideally leave it. Even a siddur, if it's too disturbing for your kavanah and you can't be in control when you have to pick it up, but the Sefer Chassidim promise, if you continue davening with kavanah, then you're noichel olam haba. Before davening is a time to prepare and close your jacket and find the siddur and put on the gartel and blow your nose. During davening, nothing goes. Now is Aleph is hikoin and Beis is actual davening. People come, start davening, and then they get Gitzach that's Keneged Halacha. A Chas v'Shalom, to look at a phone during davening, certainly to make motions, all these things are just, Kivin Chata gets worse and worse, but the phone does not belong in the shul, but definitely nothing with the phone during davening. Even Hefsik Mammon does not justify any type of Hefsik, that's basically Baverish Magen Avram, and the reason is that Lefnei HaMelech is more chama. Listening to laning during Shmone Esrei, again, is Machlokes Gedolei HaPoskim, but all agree the chaymer of it. Those that hold you allowed to listen to laning because it's a mitzvah that's part of davening. But the point is, Lefnei HaMelech, nothing goes, only talking to Vayri Olam. When a person is not davening and he sees someone's talus fell down or siddur fell down or whatever it is, it's a big chesed to help the person so he doesn't have to put up with the issue of davening without a talus, etc., etc. If a person starts musaf by mistake and wearing his tefillin, then continue the musaf. If he starts in the wrong direction, not facing Mizrach, it's better to probably turn your face, but if need be, even to move. forgot to mention, if someone happens in the yeshiva, I give a share, it's pretty easy to lean on the light switch and close the light during davening, so I've only got to put it on during davening because it's disturbing the tzibur. A dirty diaper that's in one's presence, you have to either take out the diaper or walk out yourself, but you can't continue davening as it is. A person starts davening in a place where it's disturbing. He's davening by a chasana, and they're going to the badekking, they're coming in 13 seconds, and they come to where he's davening. So you have to move, you have to move, there's no other eitzah. Moving is better than being makatz, that's what's master from the Mishnah Berurah. If a cell phone was left on, close it even during Shmone Esrei. The potential of disturbing is bad enough. A person who's saying the wrong Shmone Esrei, and you see, you're allowed to motion that he should correct what he's doing, and a Rav that's uncomfortable, they're waiting for him, or a person has a suffering in halacha, so even though some are machmir, but we're makel, that you have to do whatever you can to continue davening with the right kavanah.
Today's Shia is meant to see the Daniel, Rabbi Polak, Sheyichya, the Nishmas Ober, Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Polak, with the Yotzer Seich of Gizon Nissan, who was the Gavin the Besmedish and participated in the Shiur, and Chazik Ing Sheter all the years. Also, today's Nadim, the Shia of the Daniel Center, with the Nishmas Obiv, Rabbi Schai Ben Uri, with the Yotzer was yesterday, Achim Shal Pesach, also he's Mishtat in the Shiur all the year, and Chazik Ing Sheter. Tiskra Mitzvah, Sheol Yipsurus Tevis. The schedule for the next 4 weeks will be advertised with Hashem, and Ben Azmanim scheduled outside from all the neighbors that have Shiur now. Let's look up and hold to.